with the Trump tariffs happening, with all crazy shit like happening right now, like the Trump stuff, tariff stuff happening, I don't know what's happening. Everything is coming at me like a million miles a minute. But I believe Trump basically said, we are going to pause on most of the tariffs, or if not all the tariffs, except for China. That is actually pretty funny. But it gets worse for China. This comes with some game rant. Nintendo Switch 2 release date delayed in one country. I wonder what country that is. I wonder who. The release of the Nintendo Switch 2 has officially been delayed in China. Nintendo's next mainline gaming console was finally unveiled back in January with a later Nintendo Direct livestream revealing its price and release date. The Nintendo Switch 2 will launch worldwide on June 5th, with pre-orders already underway in several countries. I believe some countries can pre-order them now, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if the UK can. I spoke with Jeremy earlier today, and he said not yet, so I'm not sure. In addition to the standard console, Nintendo is offering a limited Switch 2 bundle containing Mario Kart World. So that's the one I'll be getting, is because if you're gonna buy Mario Kart anyways, like Mario Kart World anyways, might as well just pony up the $50 to get the game. Remember, the game is $80, okay? It's $80 for a digital version. So yeah. However, the road to Nintendo Switch 2's launch hasn't been without its fair share of speed bumps. Oh, really? The surprisingly high asking price of both the console itself and certain launch titles has already sparked a backlash among gamers, and Nintendo soon delayed pre-orders in the United States to assess the impact of the Trump administration's tariffs on major manufacturing countries like Japan and Vietnam. So, Doug Bowser came out earlier this week and basically said, we actually priced the Switch fairly based off the 20% an increase of product, right? The plastics, the circuitry, the fucking the fucking chipsets, like everything combined, like it basically drove up about 20%. But this is not just to the Nintendo Switch. It's throughout, like across the board, 20% increase in everything. So this factors in the $450 price tag with the with Nintendo Switch. So that's why a lot of people are very upset. But yes, this would eventually spread to the US's neighboring country, Canada, while Nintendo has also delayed Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders earlier this week. Yeah, so Canada was actually a couple days, I believe it's yesterday. I talked about it yesterday. Was delayed like US. The reason why they're delaying it like the US is because they want to align with the release for the US. I guess for the Americas, maybe North America, they want to align with all the releases. So it's sort of like, we're gonna send a bunch of Nintendo Switch 2s to this region, right? So this, despite these pre-orders being delayed, the full launch plans for Nintendo Switch 2 haven't been affected in any country until now. A recent report from the Nikkei revealed that Nintendo has officially delayed the launch of the Switch 2 in China indefinitely. So holy shit-o. Man, there's gonna be a lot of pissed off China people. Chinamen, they're gonna be pissed. I'm pissed, man, and I'm Chinese, but I'm not from China. So yeah, like that's billions and billions of people that aren't gonna be able to get it, and this is indefinitely. So we're not sure when this is gonna be lifted. Maybe it's because of the tariffs. Like as of right now, like China is basically having some kind of like potential trade war with the US, right? And the thing is that China, I was talking to my brother-in-law who knows a lot of like economics and stuff like that, and he's like very well versed in that stuff. US is basically like 35% of China's like I guess you would say economy. I'm not sure if that word's correct, but the US basically buys 30% of China's shit. That's a lot. Like we are one of the biggest buyers of Chinese stuff. So that means that China is going to eventually have to cave, because like if they stop selling to the US like at all, like they're going to be fucked. Like the Chinese people are going to get fucked. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But yeah, this is actually pretty wild, man. Hey, Uncle Matthias, hope you're doing well. See, according to the report, this postponement is due to Nintendo wanting to gauge the overall demand for Switch 2 in China before committing the necessary resources. Now, if you guys don't know, the reason why they mentioned Vietnam instead of China, that's making the Switch, the consoles itself, the physical versions, the reason why is because several years ago, Nintendo uprooted all of their factories and how they're being made to from China to Vietnam because it was cheaper. Right? And of course, China did get a tariff too. And we did hear earlier this week that Toe Lam is not really, I believe last week, that Trump is working with Toe Lam to get the tariffs down to 0. And if that is the case, then that means that the Switch is a go, right? The Switch is a go. I think the only country that China is, the US is actually having a sort of tariff off, who Eric can get more tariffs off is with China, right? So this is actually wild. Analysts who have spoken to the Nikkei have stated that the hurdles to success in Chinese market are quite high, with the major challenge for Nintendo being the need to improve consumer experiences while complying to Chinese government's policies. Now, the CCP do be fucking with a lot of Nintendo products, right? It's hard to get product into China anyways, is because of all the oversights from the CCP. This includes the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware and software going through approval processes by Chinese authorities, and this could lead to even more restrictions and complications in the future. The situation mirrors the launch of the original Switch in China, as it too was delayed until, holy shit, they didn't get the Switch until 3 years later? I didn't know that. Holy crap. Well, here's the thing though. They have Genshin Impact and they're probably playing, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, like on their phones, right? They technically don't I don't think China cares too much. At least I don't think so. But I didn't know it was 3 years later. Not 3, 2. A good 2 years later after console's release for the rest of the world. Since then, the Switch has been distributed through a partnership with Tencent, of course, though the Chinese conglomerate has declined to answer if it will be the case with Nintendo Switch 2, 100%, right? Because they want to make sure that there's no program, software, or hardware that's in the Nintendo Switch 2 that I guess goes against Chinese government, right? So, of course there isn't, but China be China. Pre-orders for the new console had already reportedly been accepted in China before this announcement, but they will now likely be canceled. On a related note, Nintendo recently announced that it is shutting down online services like the Nintendo eShop in China by 2026. Ooh, why? Man, this is awful for China. Now, someone in the chat says that we might be getting a pre-order date that might happen tomorrow, like April 10th. If that is the case, I can see it. I would say either tomorrow or Friday. All right, I would say if this is the case, it seems like everything, like they're putting a halt on the tariffs other than China. I think we might be getting the Switch pre-order open for pre-orders either tomorrow or Friday. I think Friday might be more, but it could be tomorrow. That means Japan's Friday. So we'll see. I hope this is good news for us here and the rest of the world other than China to get your hands on the Switch 2. Now, a lot of people are still pissed off with Doug Bowser saying that, hey, if you can't buy a Switch 2, we still have the Switch 1. That's pretty shitty, is because Don Matrix basically said that back in 2013 about the Xbox One. Oh, if you don't have enough money to buy an Xbox One, the 360 is still around, which is sort of fucking shitty. But whether or not, I'm still buying it. I know a lot of people aren't gonna buy it. I'm still gonna be buying it because it's in a way I'm a Sony pony and Nintendo fanboy over Xbox fanboy. So, but yeah, other than that, like I hope it comes out tomorrow, sooner rather than later. No matter what, we're still getting the Switch 2 launching June 5th of this year, and Mario Kart World 24 players. Holy ball sacks, man! I'm so excited for that. Holy shit! And not to mention the Dusk Bloods next year from Software. Oh, that'll be so good. That'll be so good.